Hello, everybody. Long time no see. Kind of want to apologize preemptively for not having my setup and stuff. I'm at college and whatnot, and so the quality might not be the same as usual. But Scarlet and Violet finally dropped, uh, and I really wanted to talk about the new Gen 9 metagame, kind of ladder a little bit, and more importantly, the thing I wanted to talk about or explore a little bit today was the concept of terastalization, which is a very controversial topic right now. I think that it's a very difficult thing to really evaluate. There's a lot of nuance to how the mechanic can be used and the sort of like mechanisms by which it actually works. So I wanted to kind of like ladder a little bit and kind of like show you the nuances of the mechanic, and ultimately I also wanted to talk about the possibilities regarding what could actually happen with terastallization. And just to clarify, this is not I'm not speaking for the OU Council. This is mostly just my own perception, and also I don't even really know what I think yet because there's a lot to think about when it comes to terastallization, and that's the thing that's most difficult to actually evaluate. Yeah, so there's a lot to consider. So just for while we're laddering, just want to show you this account is relatively high on the ladder. It's not like super high. It's like, oh, did I get knocked out? Well, that's a shame. Well, whatever. I do know that this is like an account that's like decently high. It's like, yeah, it's 51592. So that's like decently. It's like near top 500. Yeah, it's like almost in top 500. It was there at one point, but the ladder kind of got a little more bloated. But so that way we're gonna get decent quality games. So let's see. So there's a few teams I have here. Some of these are a little dated because, especially after the Iron Bundle Palafin ban. But let's just kind of go through these. Let's just go through the works. You and I, we shall explore. So, terastallization. What is terastallization? Terastallization is basically this mechanic where you can change your type once per game. Any Pokemon can do it. And if you change to a type that you already are, you basically get a 2-time stab boost, kind of like mirroring adaptability. Or you can change to a completely different type and have 3 stabs. And that's a pretty darn powerful mechanic. And yeah, so all right, what's going on here? Blissey, Goldengar, Hazards up being good. So there's a lot of value to extract from terastallization. There's quite a bit offensively, and all right, you're gonna take a lot of recoil there. Oh geez. Oh, it's oh wait, that's not contact, is it? Well, that's news to me. Oh, I guess it's not. Okay, that's good to know. I did not know that. So the thing about terastallization that's interesting is that it can definitely kind of change your Pokemon's defensive profile quite significantly, especially on offensive Pokemon. There's not really a very you could like make it easier for yourself to set up. You can make it easier for yourself to really get yourself in a position to just set up to win games more easily. However, your opponent also has that same option. They could use terastallization defensively so they can react to your coverage move, which makes for a very interesting mechanic. But then you have that sort of similar disparity to okay, what's going on here? To Dynamax, where it's like if you use your terastallization defensively, it's more of an opportunity cost, and you're still on the back foot more or less. Okay, this team is really weak to this because this is Scarf. Yeah, this thing's a threat. This thing is really annoying to build against rather. Shit. That's what I get for over predicting. Yeah, this thing is a really good Pokemon. Pretty decent user of Tera. Yeah, this thing is a threat and a half. Right, I just sacked this. Good lord. And the actual, oh my goodness. I'm so bad. This is what I get for autopiloting. Yeah, this team gets so put down by Great Tusk. Great Tusk is okay. You know what? I just realized, why didn't I go to this to begin with? But yeah, so the thing about Terra that's pretty frightening is yeah. So I think I've already mentioned what was up with Terra. I might be a little. I'm kind of like drifting a little bit here, but there. So I guess I want to talk about sort of so a lot of people just like consider terastalization to be a very like I'm gonna do this. Consider Terra to be a very like a very it is fair enough. I could have probably could have got that from Garchomp, but yeah, the lesson to take away from this is don't autopilot, because if you autopilot, you're just gonna like miss obvious things. This team's also just not very good. I think like it just kind of like there's a lot of teams that get put down hard by Great Tusk. This thing is just really strong. And so that's like, what was I saying? Actually, there's still somehow a way I can win this, as funny as that is to say. So with that in mind, there are a lot of there's a lot of discussion going on about what kind of options there could be to reduce the effects of Terra in the metagame. Namely, like, you know, can we limit the unpredictability of it? So for example, because you could use Terra at any time on any Pokemon. So there's a natural element of unpredictability to it. I wouldn't compare it to Z moves entirely, because there is an active opportunity cost with the item slot, which is pretty significant. That's okay, I'm just spamming bullet punch anyway. So we really have to consider how exactly do we Dynasty speed, darn. Yeah, that was a losing matchup. Yeah, a lot of my teams aren't the most refined. This one's alright. This one's alright. This one's just kind of bad. I was like experimenting with this sub-roost Jawlock set to kind of and using Tera defensively to oh wait, why did I change the body press? Using the Jawlock, use it and set up with change your type, Tera, your Tera type to basically just set up repeatedly, unlike a Toxapex or whatever, or mainly Clodsire. This was mainly for Clodsire, because it destroys Water Absorb, and you have more Jawlocks than Clodsire has recovers. So you do win it you do beat it 1v1 with sub. If it's not P-Jab, if it's P-Jab, it's a little annoying, but it's like still winnable. This is a really weird team, honestly, but it's a you know what, we'll use it. It's a pretty wonky team, because it's got like Rock Polish Goldmore and stuff. So yeah, this is a very off the cuff discussion video, and we just kind of like messing around a little bit. But I figure it's important to kind of like get a better grapple on it. So okay, let's focus up a little bit, and we can talk a little bit more about that once we get this lead. Let's see. This set looks like it could win, maybe, because I could like jaw lock the Great Tusk, right, and then we can set up in that. Same with Chi-Yu. Like, this set is kind of funny, but it's not like the best. This is a funny set too. Honestly, I'm just all in with the funny sets. Like I'm the kind of person who just like mess around with weird sets and try to make things work. Your Scarf. Yikes, you are definitely Scarf, my friend. Let me just U-turn here. That's fine. Get these little pebbles up. So obviously there's a pretty compelling case to ban terastallization because is there really like there's a lot of like reason to question its competitive merits. The fact that it does come with unpredictable factors and the fact that it can be very like difficult to predict. However, at the same time, there is like competitive merit to it. You can cover defensive weaknesses in your team by having a Terra type that is more resilient into certain dangerous Pokemon. So, for example, one of my favorite defensive terastallizations is with Slowking, where you can go Terra Water and you shed your Psychic type, which basically means you get the really cool defensive merits of Terra Water, while also being more resilient to like Chi Yu and Dragapult, or Specs Dragapult to clarify. You're still dead to rights against physical. So you just got pwned. I still died to make it rain though. Why is this Terra Rock? I think I meant to make that round. So yeah, you can kind of like see there's like a lot of nuance to Terra. Like with this team specifically, you can use it to go super offensive. So I have Terra Steel Scissor to make Bullet Punch hurt like crazy. Why was this Ghost again? It was I think this was meant to make it so I have more resilience into Iron Valiant. So yeah, there's a lot of natural merit to Terra because you can easily use it to counteract something. But it's also unpredictable. So like it's definitely got like its unbalanced merits, but like there's also definitely some good that it brings to the table as well. And I think that's worth considering because it is like a very unique mechanic. Like undeniably. Do I live this? I feel like I do. Because this thing is really bulky. Yeah. And here we go. This is the kind of interaction I'm here to take advantage of. Yup. I love this set. It's so funny. Probably Roost first. Yeah, this set is so demonic. I really love this. If you can get it in on the right thing, it's just like, what do you do? Yeah, and this is also part of why I like this as well. This is a really fun set if you can get it set up on the right thing. And this is an example of how good defensive Terra is, because if you can take advantage of people like things like Great Tusk trying to get in on you, and it could be a really great way to put yourself in the position to just kind of like win, and there's not really a ton they can do about it. And I think that's a very interesting and valuable interaction that makes it very like valuable in the sense of it really defines a lot of how offensive Pokemon take advantage of terastallization. And I don't know how I feel about it, if it's a broken thing or not. I personally, it's probably as I should. Nah. This can probably just go dry left. Yeah, good night. This is an awesome set. It's not like, yeah, this is a really fun set. So now with all that put on the table, it's a very strong offensive mechanic. You can use it defensively. So how do we approach it? Because on one hand, there's a compelling case to just get rid of it. It brings a lot of 50-50s, not 50-50s, but like there's a lot of unpredictability that it brings to the table. And it can be very difficult to really that's a fun Pokemon. It can be really difficult to consistently check it. Oh, this is something I don't like. I hate Terra Blast. Like again, you could like have a baseline interaction, and then you could just easily get Terra'd, and they Terra, and then you use Terra Blast, and just they instantly bleed something. That's something that Terra does. I don't like Terra Blast personally. It's definitely not the core problem with Terra, but it's a move I don't like. I think it's a pretty stupid move. With that in mind, let me get a U-turn here. There's like quite a bit on the table regarding how we can actually nerf terastallization while keeping it in the metagame, because there are undeniably some good merits to it. And I mean, like, it's a core mechanic of the game. There's a lot of nuance to does this mechanic, is keeping a mechanic like this worthwhile? Is there like an interesting dynamic in the builder with this? Is there like, or maybe is this something that maybe we can use to diversify bulkier teams or balances or offenses? Like I do think terastallization is has some very great appeals to it, but it is also at the same time it's a very fundamentally like unpredictable mechanic. So it's a little difficult. Okay, you got me. Good thing I got this. So I guess the really big question is, what are the ways that we can nerf it if we don't want to get rid of it entirely? So there are a few things on the table. There are a few options. So one of them is simply making it so we show Tera types on preview. Now that is an idea that I like in concept, but in execution, I personally don't think it makes a big difference, because ultimately that doesn't really remedy the fact that you can use your Tera at any time, and you already know like there are some core interactions. Like for example, you're not gonna bring like, I don't know, like let's say you bring out like a Roaring Moon with Tera flying, right? You're not gonna exactly have this sort of you're not exactly going to be using the same types of Pokemon to. Okay, what am I trying to say? There's still, I guess the main thing I'm trying to say is like that the core problem of unpredictability isn't exactly remedied by showing things on preview. You just make it so you can play around a specific thing a little more deliberately. But that doesn't really, I think by itself, that extra information doesn't do enough. It's a little, you don't address the core of the problem. And that's, there's like some appeal to it. Like you do get more control over like, and have a better idea of how to pin down a specific matchup, which is valuable because sometimes you just can't predict like when somebody goes like Ice Shandy Shocks and Tera Blasts your Cyclozar and gets rid of it. Which can be a little frustrating. Like I that was a little annoying. And I don't like it personally. Could we Tera Bullet Punch? It looks like it could just like destroy. I think I will. Because I like my defensive type. The Roaring Moon. Let's switch into this. That's not nice. Let's just switch into this. It's Iron Valiant, right? Okay, I deserve that. Okay. Don't get cocky. Because sometimes you can just like make like really aggressive plays that just have no value. You have to be a little more deliberate than that. Goodbye, Goldango. This thing is really strong, by the way. It literally has higher Spatak than Hydreigon, which is kind of cool. Okay, so then there's the option of same type, making it so you can only terastallize with the same type, and the same type that your Pokemon already has. So for example, if you have a Scizor, you can only change to Tera Bug or Tera Steel. Now, there is a sort of novelty to that, because on one hand, you can definitely like, okay, I probably won't lose to this, but whatever. That's nice. Psycho Cut. Oh, I got a depth. Oh, that's so bad. So yeah, you do get rid of that sort of the fundamental changing of your defensive profile to beat like whatever Pokemon, right? And yeah, sure. Okay, yeah, this thing is so good. This thing is so good. I probably lose to it. Oh, I'm just faster. I didn't realize I was faster. I probably could have just roosted there. Oh well. Actually, I could just spam BP and just win, right? Yeah, I'm busted. I didn't choke, guys. I promise I didn't choke. Calculated. That was calculated, I promise. So, yeah, so you do still like shed weaknesses and stuff. Like with the example I brought up earlier with with Slowking, right? You get rid of the Psychic type, and you more or less you get rid of the Psychic type, and then you more or less have the ability to check Dragapult and Chi-Yu easier, and that's valuable. I think that's actually a pretty nice, and you do keep that with same type Tera, and that is pretty cool. But you still do have like that sort of like prediction of does this Pokemon have this Tera type, or does it have this Tera type? Because like say Dragonite, is it going to be Tera Dragon? Is it going to be Tera Flying? You know what I mean? So it's like that's still a problem, and you still have that innate power boost. But that doesn't really break as many Pokemon as, say, maybe having a completely change in your defensive profile might. So, for example, maybe like Tera Ghost Dragapult, which is really good, by the way, is like, this probably has Draco Meteor, right? I don't know. So, I kind of destroy this guy with Bullet Punch, by the way. So, you do still have that problem, and I do think you lose a lot of some appeal in just drastically changing your defensive type, which is very worth noting, because you highlight that sort of power boost much more, and maybe there's nothing inherently wrong with that. Oh, this has Fire Punch. Okay, I wouldn't say there's anything inherently wrong with that. It really, because it does like mean that certain Pokemon like Roaring Moon are a little more in check, because they are like Roaring Moon, for example, is so drastically strengthened by having like a different Tera type, like Tera Flying, right? That's like the big one for it. Holy crap! Never sleep. BP should kill this. Honestly, why not Tera Steel again? This thing's crazy. So this is Balloon. Yike. I don't have removal. This team doesn't have removal, that's like a problem. I could probably do Boots, Roaring Moon, honestly. Or like Pwned. Oh no, I have Rapid Spin on this, but like What are you doing, my guy? We go this and we just start clicking BP more. Oh, well played. Do I take another Focus Blast? What are you? So your Shadow Ball Focus Blast, you're probably like 3 attacks, right? Yeah, so I'll just throw off the Shadow Ball. No reason not to. And I take this for sure. Yep. And BP is a lot more open now, which is good. I'll do this if it doesn't set up. That's fine. Let's go Sizz. This thing is so good. Tera Sizz with Choice Band Bullet Punch is real. Super real. Ouch! That hurt. That really hurt. Not to worry. I'm curious, does this person have Ice Shard? Well, it doesn't matter because Ice Spinner kills this anyway. I can get this. It's not a big deal. Because I'll just, I should be able to take a Sucker, right? Actually, no, this has less attack. This has less than... I probably do definitely just die to Sucker. Oh, okay. Shenpao is really strong, by the way. This thing is pretty good. I don't think it's that bad, but it's still like a really good offensive Pokemon. I probably lose to it, but whatever. Let's see if I can't pull out something with Roaring Moon here. Oh, it has Deagling. Yeah, there's no shot. My win condition is that they don't have extreme speed, which is unlikely because everything has E-speed. They don't collect stored power. Yeah, no, this is over. Yeah, Espather is really good, really spooky win condition. So what else? So another option, which I'm actually very intrigued by, is the idea of making it so only one Pokemon can Tera on your team at a time. So think like Z moves or Mega Evolutions, right? And making it so you don't hold your item or you have to have a specific item for it, right? Now that's an option I kind of like. I like it because it does because terastallization, part of the problem with terastallization, aside from the unpredictability of it, is mostly the opportunity cost, the lack of a direct opportunity cost. Because the Tera button's just right there. You don't have to hold an item for it, you don't have to do any of that. And while unpredictability is always going to be a factor, the unpredictability is augmented quite heavily by the fact that there is no opportunity cost. Whereas with Z moves or Mega Stones, you had to hold an item to get that sort of unpredictability. Or rather, that's more a case with Z moves. Megas are much more predictable because, like, if you see a low punny in team preview, you're gonna be like, yeah, that's a mega low punny, unless like they're running like trick Klutz, but like nobody does that, except for the real ones. What do I do here? Do I feel demonic today? I do. Ooh. I'm curious. Do you click? You don't click Rage Fist right at the gate. Not real. Watch this. Do I need my choice scarf here? No, I don't. Take that. Get pwned. Now I can just click Sword Stance and I can take them on. Delicious. Give me this. Yeah, I really like SD Trick Delayed. It's not like the best thing ever, but it's still pretty it's pretty sweet. I should take, do I take a sucker? I don't know. But it doesn't matter, because, I have the sash, baby! No! Darn! I had the sash, that was real. That would have been so cool. Yeah, you just take this, I guess. I'm never lucky, honestly. Never lucky. I got skill dipped, honestly. You turn here. This is one of the best Amoongus checks in the game. Click this. This doesn't have any fighting moves, so I can just throw off a Shadow Ball. What do you hope to accomplish? Dark Pulse? That's actually a pretty good deal. It's a little spooky. Yeah, Hydra's pretty spooky. It just like clicks Draco, right? Probably don't have a dragon move though. Yeah. Into the Dengo. And this time we click Make It Rain. Ah, shoot. Got me there. Oh, it does have Draco. Okay. Yeah, that's fair enough. I'll just draw lock then. Yeah. Go Gamora. Get some pebbles up. I'll polish and then I'll get some like chip on this. Oh, this is the appeal of this, because I can like something that I can do right now is I can Tera this and then I can just like get chip with Earth Power and then I can just like get my T-spikes up, which is even cooler. I like that. Yeah, look at that. I even take that. I take two. The power of Gamora, baby. This is a really cool set, by the way. It's not like the best thing ever, but like Gamora's got some really fun options, and it's really strong. I don't really care about getting his boosts because I have Scissor. Look at that damage. Oh, it has CC. It's not even that. BP just wins, doesn't it? Not yet. This is Scarf, right? I have like a haunting feeling this is Scarf. Yeah, so I'll recover here. Oh, it's not even Scarf. I got pwned. Yeah, I kind of deserved that then. Not a biggie. Sometimes you make bad plays. It just be like that. Actually, no, I could just knock here. Get rid of the helmet. Yeah, that's all right. Um, let's see. I'll do one more. So I really like the idea of I do really like the idea of the opportunity cost, but I do think that again, like I think because of how substantial that the actual type change is, you're gonna need a little more than that. So in my opinion, if that does go through, I do kind of like the idea. I do actually kind of like the idea of making it so it's you like show that Terra type on preview or something like that, right? Because like maybe I don't know, it's a little complicated. We are definitely taking like a more complicated route with this, but it's like it's not really like a thing that's going to be simple anyway. Because I don't think just outright banning it is a good idea, at least not yet. So I think like suspecting it with some like maybe some conditions or some suggestions that people generally agree on would be a cool idea. I think like alienating the user base is also worth considering because I think people should be able to feel like they can get into the generation and get into this format with like the core of the generation in mind. I do think that's valuable and important, but there also comes a point where you have to consider like is this like a competitive thing? Is this like something that it is good for the health of the metagame? And I think there are healthy merits to it, and that's why I think like keeping it or trying to find some way to limit it in a way that makes makes the mechanic healthy, but also makes it so it's very like what's the word? So it's more competitive, so to speak, is conducive. This clicks soccer or clean, whatever the cleave move. Either way, I shall tell. So yeah, I mean, like, I'm curious to hear what you guys think, because terastalization is a very dynamic, very weird mechanic, and there's a lot of like valid takes on it. Because like us as the council, we're trying to be as open as possible to different ideas, and I personally am super open to other ideas. Like I'm still not even sure how I feel about it. Like all I know is I think it's something probably worth keeping around, but like limiting to some extent would be like ideal. But it's obviously not a black and white kind of situation. It's an undeniably very like nuanced mechanic, and it's way more complicated than say like what's it called? Than Dynamax, which was just blatantly broken in every sense of the word. It was a very stupid mechanic. You don't go on Mungus here, right? Yeah, Mungus is really good right now too, by the way. Tera, I could CC. Yeah. Good night, Kim Gambit. Yeah, I think like having so the OU tier leader Ruft came up with some very interesting proposals for how we can actually approach this. So his idea was having it so we have layered suspects. So we have like a thing where we agree on a limitation as like the first limitation, and then we vote to ban. We either vote to go with that approach, or we vote to keep it at Tera as is. And we try that mechanic, and if it ends up being something we want to try something else and suspect it again down the line, that's something we could do. We could take and implement another clause or replace it, right? Now, I think there is some appeal to that because I think it lets people, it lets us incrementally see how these changes play out in execution, while also being like in line with what's it called? With the options that we have at our disposal to actually approach this. So while I personally, do we want this still? No, I don't really need it that much. So while I personally don't think that there's, what was I trying to say? I'm sorry, I'm honestly word vomiting pretty hard here. I'm just mostly just kind of like throwing out ideas as they come to me. You turn here. Yeah, I mean, like, I think there's a lot of merit to this mechanic. I think there's a lot to be had, even if like it's not like the most dynamic, not the most dynamic. Even if it's not the most balanced or predictable mechanic, there are some very interesting implications that has in team building and in execution. I just think if there's a way that we can find a way to tune the unpredictability of it, we can really like find a way to extract value. Do I want to do it? I want to do it. to really extract value from the mechanic, because it does have some undeniably good traits in my opinion. It's just like we need to find a way to reduce the unpredictability of it. Oh, this is the route we're taking, huh? Okay. I see what we're doing here. How much do I take from that? Probably a lot, honestly. Oh, that's very doable. Love you, Roaring Moon. You're real. This set is so funny. Like, if you could get honestly, you could do lefties or shed, with the, what's it called? Shed? Gosh, what was it? It's the item that, like, prevents trapping. What was it? It's like, shed shell, yeah. Sorry. I had a bit of a brain fart there. So, yeah, I mean, oh yeah, Thunder Wave. Oh, I got pwned. I kind of deserved that, actually. I didn't think you'd have Thunder Wave. I thought it'd be like Future Sight or something, or like Slack Off, right? No, that's just a, yeah. And yeah, God has punished me for my hubris. Not to worry though. You did lose your fighting resist, which is kind of real. A plot. Ooh. Do I kill this? I probably don't. I'm very tempted to like U-turn and just get like my layer of T-spike down. I might do that. Yeah. I could just start spamming Shadow Ball with this more, honestly. It's harder. This one's harder. Actually, wait, why am I not going Gold Dengo? Gold Dengo is like right there. Yeah, lol. I mean, I guess that does pop my balloon, but whatever. They don't made a. Ooh. You want to watch a play? Watch this play. They're gonna go T-char here, and I'm gonna nasty plot. And oh wait, they stayed in. What's the idea here? Like, what are you hoping to achieve? Yeah, Gold Dengo is horrifyingly good, by the way. I think this thing is really good. I'm shadow balling. Screw that. I'm just getting rid of this. If I can get rid of this, I could just BP spam and win. Not enough, my friend. You know what? Fuck this. I'm plotting again. You huge him here, right? Yeah. Okay. I kind of deserve that. I'm getting a little cocky, but that's just the way the news goes. You better go T-tar. Please go T-tar, so I can just destroy you. Oh darn. I'm curious if I could take a headlong rush. You know what? I've actually never seen this comp before. I kind of want to try and see what happens. Yeah. Okay. Because I am like max HP. Okay. That's fair enough. Good for my reference, because this is like a new team. I haven't really like used it too much, but like it's fun. I really like this Gallade set, because you could like you do get pwned by Gold Dengo, but like Gold Dengo is just really hard to stop in general. But it's like fun in a non-Gold Dengo teams like this. I could just like Sacred Sword for the win. Yeah. Actually, I'll like trick next time. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of options. I think it's a very diverse mechanic, and there's a lot to think about. There's like, I think there's some really fun offensive applications. Like if you feel like it rewards good team building, it rewards smart positioning, and I think like that's pretty cool. Though there are some undeniably stupid caveats to it. Like again, like if you like Tera, like your Dragon Dance user, or for example, into a type that like is completely immune to a move that just would have otherwise destroyed your Pokemon. That's like kind of dumb. Like it's a like if you can get rid of that, if there's a way to mitigate that like really awful interaction by making it more predictable and a little bit easier to and more like consistent to answer and predict, I think that would be ideal. Because that's the thing about Tera that's just most dumb to me. Because I think there are a lot of other very appealing, genuinely cool caveats to it. Got Stealth Rock. I want my rocks up. Bump this. I want my rocks up. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot to consider here. I think like I truly do think there's like a lot of very cool merit to it. I'm gonna get rid of this because I want my... I'm very curious. You're just gonna like... So, yeah, I mean, this is gonna probably be my last game as well. Because I am using my brain to consider the possibilities. You turn here. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna get our shed tail back. You probably click, actually realistically speaking, you click defog here, right? Yeah, that's fine. CC feels pretty free. Sayonara. Yeah, this thing's a threat. This thing is so terrifying. But BP has become free. Because you teared that. Actually, I guess it's not too free because Slowbro is like a threat. Oh, U-turn. Yep. Delete you from existence. So yeah, wait, I just realized Trollface has been highlighted in the corner this entire time. Oh my goodness. Just gonna let me take this? I mean, sheesh. I don't mind, give me this. You want a headlong rush and make it easier for me to KO you? That sounds good to me. And I'll just Trailblaze to win. Because Trailblaze is a cool move. It's like Brass Flame Charge. Watch this. This is what we call a gamer play. Oh yeah. This is the first time I've ever used Trailblaze and it actually like worked out. I should be able to take this. Even if it's banded. I think it is banded, honestly. Ending things off on a win would be pretty cool. In my professional opinion. Aw, darn. Yeah, okay, fair enough. That's okay. Honestly, I'm just messing around, really, so it's not like a big deal that I lost a good chunk of the games. I just kind of wanted to talk, and I usually... whenever I'm talking and thinking about other things, I just autopilot, and that's not good. Yeah, so yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Let me know what you guys think of Tera. I'm just still gonna probably figure things out, and remember, if there's anything you want, if you want to make your thoughts heard about Tera, there's a, I'll link some threads in the description for you to contribute, and we love hearing your thoughts. I love hearing your thoughts, and I would be absolutely happy to answer any questions you might have or anything, or if you guys just want to like talk about it in general, I'm super available for that. So yeah, thank you guys for watching so much. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and yeah, bye.